You know that sound, that horrible sudden thud, followed by a wail? Your child's hit their head, and your heart just stops, right? A million questions start racing through your mind. Okay, let's take a deep breath. We're going to walk through this together and turn that panic into a solid, confident plan.
And probably the very first question that pops into your head is, should I let them sleep? I mean, it's the classic dilemma, and it's a moment of real uncertainty for so many of us.
Okay, let's just bust this myth wide open right now. That old-fashioned advice to keep a child awake no matter what, it's outdated. Actually, rest is absolutely essential for the brain to start healing. So the short answer is, yes, you can and should let them sleep. The key is your focus shifts. Your job isn't to prevent sleep, it's to monitor them carefully while they do. And we're about to cover exactly how to do that.
So, how do we actually get from that heart-in-your-throat moment of panic to a calm procedural response? Well, it all starts with having a plan. So let's build that first aid plan together, right now.
Before we dive into the details, you need to know this. Everything in first aid boils down to these three simple but really powerful goals. Every single thing we do is to preserve life, prevent the situation from getting any worse, and promote recovery. Just keep these three things in the back of your mind.
Here is your immediate action plan. It's a system that professionals use, and it's easy to remember. DRABCD. Think of it as your emergency checklist. First, D is for danger. Is the area safe for both you and the child? Next, R is for response. Are they conscious? A simple way to check is the AVPU scale. Are they alert? Do they respond to your voice? If not, what about a gentle shake on the shoulders, a painful stimulus? Or are they completely unresponsive? If they are unresponsive, you immediately check their A for airway, then B for breathing. Look, listen, and feel for no more than 10 seconds. If they are not breathing normally, that's your cue. You call 999 right away and start CPR.
Right, so we've got the what to do part down. But understanding why you're doing it, well, that's what gives you real confidence. So let's take a quick peek under the hood, so to speak. What's actually happening inside the head after that knock? The first thing to know is that the vast majority of these bumps to the head in childhood are minor. But because a small number of them can be serious, we have to treat every single one with respect. Our vigilance is the safety net that catches those rare but serious problems early. So, what are we watching for? Well, the most common thing is a concussion. Think of it this way. A sudden jolt or blow can cause the brain to get shaken inside the skull. That little shakeup is what temporarily disturbs normal brain activity. And that's exactly why you might see symptoms like dizziness, some brief memory loss, or nausea. Now, this is the more serious condition we're really monitoring for. It's called cerebral compression. This is a buildup of pressure on the brain from either swelling or a bit of bleeding. This pressure is what causes the really dangerous signs, like a child becoming increasingly drowsy, or you noticing their pupils are different sizes. This is a huge red flag. And finally, there's the possibility of a skull fracture, a crack or break in the skull bone. You might see a deformity or feel a soft, boggy area on the scalp. But listen very carefully to this part. A critical warning sign is any clear fluid or even watery-looking blood coming from the ears or nose. That could be cerebrospinal fluid, and it is an absolute emergency. Okay, so knowing about these conditions is one thing, but how do you decide what to do in the heat of the moment? That brings us to probably the most practical tool in this entire explainer, the traffic light guide.
Trying to make that call. Do we go to the hospital? Do I phone for advice? Or can we just watch at home? It's so stressful. But this brilliant, simple guide from the experts at Alderhay Children's Hospital is designed to take that guesswork away.
Okay, this is the one. This is the slide to screenshot, memorize, stick on your fridge. This is your decision-making tool. It's so clear. If you see any symptom in that red column, things like vomiting more than twice, confusion, drowsiness, losing consciousness even for a second, or having a seizure, you go straight to the emergency department or call 999. No hesitation. For symptoms in the amber column, like a headache that just won't quit or seems to be getting worse, that's when you need to get medical advice. Call your GP or NHS 111. And for the green column, they're alert, maybe they threw up once, they have a mild headache, self-care at home is fine, but you continue to watch carefully. It's that simple. Red, amber, green.
All right, so you've used the traffic light system and you're in the green or maybe amber zone. What does monitoring and recovery actually look like over the next couple of days?
The first 48 hours are the most critical. Monitoring means checking on them periodically, and yes, that includes overnight. Remember, you're not keeping them awake, you're just gently rousing them. You might give a little nudge or whisper their name just to see that they stir and then settle back down easily. All through these 48 hours, you're just on the lookout for any of those red or amber symptoms to appear.
And just to drive home how important this observation period is, the Alder Hey Children's NHS Trust gives this direct advice, and I'm quoting here, "Do not leave your child alone at home for the first 48 hours after leaving hospital." This isn't about paranoia, it's just about being present and being prepared.
Let's tackle one more common question. What about the trusty bag of frozen peas? Well, this distinction is really important. An ice pack is fantastic for the outside of the head. It reduces that big goose egg, the swelling, and it helps soothe the pain. What it doesn't do is treat the injury on the inside, the concussion. It can't reduce any pressure that might be building in the skull. So, just remember, ice is for the bump, but observation is for the brain.
After a concussion, the brain needs time to heal. Think of it like a sprained ankle. You wouldn't run a marathon on it the next day. A graded return to activity is absolutely key. This means they should be totally symptom-free for at least a week. You want to avoid activities with a high risk of another impact, so no contact sports, no trampolining, no really rough play. It's all about a slow, gradual return to school and normal life. That's the safest path to a full recovery.
So, after all of that, you are now equipped. You are prepared for the what-ifs with a calm, structured plan. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. The next time you hear that thud, what is the one thing, the one tool or idea from this explainer that you'll remember to keep you in control?